Pizza maker, pizza maker, where's my pie? Pizza maker, flip the dough high. Pizza maker, make it hot. Pizza maker, thanks a lot.
Okay, welcome to an incredibly, very special Pizza Makers podcast, video podcast. We're having a little technical trouble awaiting Frankie and Bergamo, my special guest co-host, but we have an incredible lineup. So the intention of Pizza Makers podcast is to revisit every episode. We did 12 episodes. We're focusing on episode 10 tonight. It was called Frankie's Jeans, where the Pizza Makers took over a cable access station. So my special guest, Elaine Gray. Hello, Elaine. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Laurie. Hi,
Elaine.
How are you, Chris?
And Laurie Bono is with us. Laurie came on board as prior to this, her first on-camera appearance as production assistant, but now this was your first episode 10, playing Lucia Confetti.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So we'll start with Elaine. In episode 10, again, the whole concept was Frankie hosted a talk show, and we really made it look like a cheesy cable access TV show. Now, it didn't take much for us to make it look like a cheesy cable TV access show. And Elaine, your character was incredible. You basically developed the skit. Again, it was called Frankie's Jeans. Now, Frankie on the set played Frankie and interviewed you. What was your character, Elaine, on episode 10?
My character was Lena Pomodoro, expert genealogist.
So we actually, I think like a year before that, we were on set and holding one of the films, as the extras, as they herd in the cattle, right, and holding. And you kind of had an idea. Tell me what the idea of the segment was. And of course, your Italian heritage. What did you come up with? Because when you showed up on the set, you came up with real graphs and a real timeline. What was the whole idea? What were you thinking with Frankie's Jeans?
Well, the whole idea was like discovering our roots, because my background, I was born in Revere and was connected with my family in the North End on Hanover Street. And Frankie came from there. And so I wanted to go, when I went to Italy, to check into heritage and see if there were any links. And that was the whole premise.
And
So
as
I
you
did
went,
real research because I did it in real life for my family.
and that helped. What was incredible too, Lane, was, you kind of, this was one where we really didn't have a script, and you and Frankie kind of went ad lib and improv on a lot of that.
We did.
There was a line where I think the kicker line was when Frankie, when you played it up and you said, Frankie, we're related. And then do you remember what Frankie's line back to you was after that?
He said something like, oh no, do you think we're going to get in trouble? You think we have a problem? Because
he said, remember me and you and that time in the back seat, and there's something with the blood disease when two people related get together. And he came back with that. Was unbelievable. So Laurie Bono, Laurie, we took you off the set. We recorded our spot with you on Revere Beach. Now,
Yes.
You played a tough Eastie chick. You played Laura Pizzuto's sister, one of the Confetti sisters, Lucia. What do you remember about that day? It was me, you, and Sausage. And remember the character you played, and what was the premise of your scene up there in Revere Beach, sitting on the wall?
Yeah, it was out on the wall. We thought it would be nice to go live outside and get some nice.
That's right. We set it up like we threw it to you as a live.
This is how we introduced, and Well, I believe that Frankie thought he was going to Danny, who was my sister,
Right.
played by Laura Pizzuti, and then it was me, and he was like, was confused. So that's how I was introduced, and I was said, basically, she's kind of sick of you hitting on her, you know. So is it?
Well, the funny thing though, Laurie, let me set the scene here too.
Yes.
So picture we're up at Revere Beach.
Yep.
I think it was a summer day, and you had like the wardrobe's all black. You had like a black leather jacket on, right?
I did. I had a black leather jacket. I had a little tank top, pair of jeans. Yeah. Remember my hair looked really, really good that day.
Yeah, and we took some great still shots. But Laurie, your scene was kind of hard because it was a whole monologue. It was like it wasn't any playback. It was no stopping, right? It was just a monologue.
Yes. Yep.
You know. And
I sat on the wall at Revere Beach, and that was it. Yeah.
So let's get back to Elaine here. I want to, when Frank and I talk every week too, we try to talk a little bit about acting too. And what kind of methods do you guys use to remember your lines, Elaine?
I have to use every method. As you get older, it's a little harder to remember your lines. But you have to repeat. I write the script out. I write it out.
I do that too. Yeah.
And then I go from there, and I try to go in front of the mirror. I read it with somebody else. Whatever tricks I can pull out of my sleeve, out of my basket, I do.
Hey.
Writing work.
We'll let Frankie do his thing. Laurie, so I'm gonna.
Hey, Frankie.
Well, I thought he had sunglasses. So Laurie, I'll just move on to you and ask you that same question. By this point now, Laurie, you've been, going to Boston Casting, you're doing a lot of auditions. What do you do to learn lines to remember them?
Yeah, I write over and over. I read it in the mirror. I do my reads in the mirror, and I have a very best friend that helps me with any of my monologues. Anything I have to read, I go back and forth. I did it several times. That was the first time I was on camera with you, and that's what I do. But I feel like you do, Elaine. The older you get, you have to work a little bit harder at it.
Right, we all do. Everybody. Yeah. Some have a little more gifted at that, but we're gifted in other ways. So you have to work through it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gifted with high cheekbones. I don't mind telling you. So
with the high cheekbones?
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me now?
Whoa, there's Frankie.
Yeah, finally got in. I don't know what the hell happened. These crazy technology's nuts,
Frankie, we're rolling, so this is perfect. This is great.
Okay.
We're in the middle of it. This is so you can see and hear I'm gonna air this. You okay with this, Frankie?
Yeah, I can hear it good. Yeah, nice and clear.
All right, so we were just.
Hey, Laurie, I see Laurie and I see Elaine. I see both of you.
I just love seeing you, and you make me laugh like you do every time.
Know what I think happened, Chris? I think
what, Frankie? What?
I had to go through all my apps. I think I had the Bluetooth on. You have the Bluetooth on from the car, right? Then the muting, the audio won't come out.
But Frankie, all I see is your mustache. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I had it on my tripod, but I just took it off.
Okay.
Because I had to go through all the apps,
I just want to tell you that you saved the day, right, Elaine and Laurie?
Yes.
So I do remember. I wanted to say I do remember when we did, like you said, when we did shoot my scene. I was basically just talking to the camera, so we had to make
That's hard, isn't that?
We
hard?
had to make it seem that Frankie and I were talking.
Right. That's hard. If people are going by beeping, and I'm having coffee and donuts and
donuts. Yeah. It
was such a ghetto. Craft services was what? Coffee, donuts, and then Kelly's after. I don't know. So Frankie, all right. So I went through, episode 10, Frankie's Jeans. And can you talk a little bit about when you ad-libbed some stuff with Elaine, when she took on all that charts and everything on your genealogy? Remember that?
Yeah, she was. I asked her when she went to Italy, and then she said she went to Calabria. Then she goes, "Oh, and guess what? I found your family, your uncle's pizza place." And then we talking about that, and it was so funny because the way we had a regular conversation, and it was like almost like an improv type thing, you know. And it was funny because she met my cousins, my uncle, and everybody. I said, "Oh, that's where my family's from, Evelino," and all that. It was really, it was interesting. It was nice. It was a lot of fun.
Well, it seemed so real too, didn't it?
It did, yeah. I felt like she was my real cousin.
And then you
And then
Well,
remember,
my grandfather turned out to be brothers.
That's right. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then you said to her, "Oh no, that time we're in the back seat. I hope we're not going to catch a disease, you know, because you remember
Yeah,
that."
right. She said, "You're not going to get it from me." Bah, bah, bah.
Oh yeah, right. But you
And then,
guys, you handled that incredibly well. So you remember Laurie's scene, you said, now we're going to go live to Revere Beach, and you thought you were tossing it to Danny, Laura Pizzuto's character, but it was Laurie's character, the sister.
Correct. She goes, it's not Danny, it's Lucia. And she was on Revere Beach. And she said she was telling me about the chicken parm that Danny's given up on my chicken parm because they found a place where they don't speak English, they don't know, they won't hit on her, and I remember like a scene. Laurie was right
I
on
had a
Revere
little
Beach.
attitude. I had a little
Yeah.
attitude, I think.
Yeah, a little attitude, and it was nice. It was good, and there was nice scenery. You had you're by the beach or the water. It looked really nice. Did a good
Okay.
job. That was great.
So
Yeah,
again, we're talking about episode 10. So before we move on here, everybody give us your pizza place pick real quick here. Frank and I every week talk about our best pizza places. I'm going to throw one out. Providence, Rhode Island, Al Forno, brick oven, Al Forno in Providence, Rhode Island. So Elaine, what do you got for one of your favorite pizza places?
there's a fellow Joe that has a little shop in Watertown, and he's very, very Italian, and he specializes in the margarita pizza. So we go there. It's Pizza Roma on Waverly Ave in Watertown.
Well, that sounds really good. That sounds
Yep.
good. Laurie, what do you have?
So I'm going to throw it out down to the Sicilian thick pan
Oh,
pizza,
okay.
Dino's
My style.
in Wakefield. Dino's in Wakefield. If you want the thick pan Sicilian pizza, absolutely delicious.
All right. And I want to, as a bonus, while we've got Laurie here, of course, we want to say Berry Tavern in Danvers and Benevento's down in the North End. That pizza was awesome.
That pizza's great too. I didn't
I
want to plug my family, but it is really
Oh,
great
I plugged
pizza.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Frankie, what do you got for your pizza pick this week?
I got a place in Malden called Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
It's very good, fantastic pizza. And if you buy every Tuesday, if you buy a large pizza, you get one
Tuesday.
free.
2 for Tuesday. Yep.
Yep.
Now, I believe they also own Breakaway in
Yes,
Danvers.
they do. Joe Crowley. Yep.
Yeah, Joe's a
Yep.
great guy.
Good Malden boy. Everett boy. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it's a
So,
good place.
okay, so Frankie, we're talking episode 10 again. In that episode, you really carried the whole episode because you were hosting, different segments. We had Vin Earnshaw, who passed a few years ago. And then we had Mr. Health Inspector Bill Levin in there, did a little bit of a spot. And I opened up with the usual monologue, and I invite people to search Pizza Makers on YouTube to see that episode 10, because this is where this episode will be. So hopefully after they see this, they'll just go and see that,
But you spell it Pizz, because they won't look it up right.
That's right. Pizzer. We're going to sign off here in a minute. So I would just want to go across the board here. What are you guys working on? What have you been up to? And what do you got going on? Elaine?
I've been working on quite a few of the films that have been here, and I'm on a little hiatus. I just got done working on Holdovers. That was my last one.
Excellent.
And it was fun. But what I'm doing is putting in for casting for the other films that are coming up, because we have a lot of business coming in.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing, getting everything in order. My you still have to do the COVID tests, which
Right.
is still in place in the film production end of it. So
Excellent, excellent.
that's what I'm doing, taking a hiatus so I can recharge my battery.
So Laurie, what are you up to? What you been, I know you've had some stuff, you've been in some
Yeah.
featured stuff lately too.
Yeah, I mean, I actually just worked on the holdovers. I had a couple of few days on that with Paul Giamatti. I had some great work on that. That was the last film I worked on.
Did you meet Paul? Did you speak with him?
I actually said hello to him, which I
Yeah,
normally
yeah.
don't, but he kind of looked at me and I said
Yeah.
hi, and he said hi, and that was it. It was very nice. It was a moment, but you know how you don't get excited, and it's just everybody's working.
Right.
He had actually just walked on the set. Wasn't like
Yeah.
in the middle. He just came to set. Kind of was real close to me. I was by myself
Uh-huh.
in my spot, and just a quick hello. Very
Oh, that's
nice.
awesome.
Worked on Spirited, which should be coming out. I Want to Dance with Somebody. The Whitney Houston movie was a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of that.
What did you do on the, well, you really
I
can't really
worked-
say much on that.
I can just say that there was an Oprah Winfrey scene. In
Oh,
the-
yeah.
so I was in that. Spirited was with Ryan Reynolds and
Oh, yeah, right.
Will Ferrell is going to be coming out next fall or winter, I think, as well. And that was I worked a lot of probably about a couple weeks on that. So still putting in for movement. Like
Right.
Elaine said, there's a lot of COVID now. There's like 2-day COVID testing and then
Mhm.
shooting. So yeah, putting in
Excellent.
for as much as whatever I can get, whatever I can available for.
I got to let people know too that, Laurie and I have known each other since we were like 11 years old.
Mhm.
We played baseball, Little League baseball together.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tigers.
And
Tigers.
Laurie showed up in my class on my roster, and like 20, 30 years later, and then I called my mother. I'm like, how do I know Laurie Bono? She's like, you idiot. You hung out with her. You played baseball with her. It's incredible.
And I had my little T-shirt that I gave you that said Sal's Pizza on it.
Incredible stuff. And then here we are working on on this TV series. Well, whatever we did, a web series. So Frankie, you still with us, Frankie?
Yeah, right here, yeah.
Okay. So next week, we're going to have Laurie join us. We'll do back to audio because this is, I think, a little bit too much. We're going to break the internet here with all this video, and we're going to talk about our our final episode, which is episode 11, Laurie, which we filmed at Benevento's, your family's restaurant.
Mhm.
Give us a little teaser on that, Frankie. What went on episode 11?
Oh, I was behind the bar making the drinks, and then Danny and Lucia come in, and they say, "Come on, make me a drink." And then things happen. Then the inspector came in. There was so much going on. Then I ended up dancing with them behind the bar, and it was so funny. I tell you, we had a great time, and that was one of the best. That was one of the best ones, I think.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really was a lot of fun. Well, guys, I appreciate.
Laurie just got out of prison. There was so many different, scenes. In that scene, there was so many different things happening.
There was the whole thing was just like innuendos. It was kind of crazy. So
Yeah.
They didn't like my Bloody Mary because it had the
obscene.
pepperoni.
It was obscene.
it had a pepperoni stick hanging out.
Pepperoni martini.
It was Laurie's laughing because all we did was crack up and we couldn't
We had
get
such
through the
great
tapes.
bloopers, didn't we?
What's that?
We had such great bloopers.
Oh
From
my
just-
God. So funny. Well, guys, I really appreciate the time. We're gonna go on again next week. And Elaine, I really your scene, I really hope people go and search Pizza Makers episode 10 because it was such a believable performance.
Thank you. It was
Thank you,
fun.
Elaine, Laurie,
Thank you.
and Frank.
Thank you
Thanks a
so
lot,
much.
guys.
Okay, good night. Take care.